Hi, my name is Mushumanski, and I'm the Youth Poet Laureate of the City of Victoria. To celebrate National Poetry Month, which is ending later this week, I've put together a reading series called Victoria Youth Poets Read, featuring Dylan Clarke, Hana Mason, Jodi and Liz Stewart. I hope you enjoy.
Hello, my name is Dylan Clarke, and I'm going to be reading a poem called All the Gifts. The boulevards and condominiums and streets knit a flaky skin. Shallow pores fill with tepid, chlorinated water. Its smell thickens in the office cubicles and delicatessen bakeries all over town. This is the musculature of the cityscape. Chlorine blood pumps, tense, coiled, ripple upon ripple, poised to burst. A power rests in the skating rinks, frozen momentarily, or in the swimming pools and secret hot water tanks that wait uncounted in the early mornings. Most of all, it lies in rivers, in the uncovered ones, complacent, foul, and voiceless as Olympian lessons, but also in trapped Pandora, the neck bone of this anatomical sketch, hidden perhaps in a concrete tube, perhaps in a cave of radiant fractal geodes. Regardless, this river pulsates through the unlit passage with abandon, remembers a time when it split a city, even if you do not. Pandora tests foundations and the walls of every tunnel beneath your feet. It is not dead. It touches the rinks, the lakes, teases their latches, kisses the ocean so ecstatically their currents may never be untangled. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name is Hana Mason. I'm a writer here in Victoria. I'm starting my MFA in fiction in the fall, but I also dabble in some poetry. The piece I have for you today was inspired by getting my brain scanned with an MRI machine at the same time that my grandfather was a few floors up in the hospital, suffering from complications of dementia. It was published in Untethered this year, which is a lovely little magazine out of Toronto. I was inspired also by, there's this stripe that's on the top of your MRI machine, and it's right in the middle. You have to kind of stare at it while staying perfectly still. I became a little obsessed with the stripe. So I formatted the poem in a stripe, as you can see. I will be reading Still Life in the Diagnostic Imaging Wing. On my dozenth time in the diagnostic imaging wing, the nurse asks me 3 times if I might be pregnant. So I say, not unless your name is Gabriel, to be funny. But I wouldn't put it past him. 2 floors up, my grandfather's nurses are named Einstein and Romeo. It is loud enough to rest here, to think. Inside the MRI tube, the only thing to look at, the blue-gray stripe. I know it like the back of my eyelids. Meditative cacophony, cozy claustrophobia, loud enough to process my grandfather's dementia, how humane it would be to let a man die. I feel nothing about death, perhaps because it is always lingering in the glowing, unidentified brightness of the brain scans. They showed them to me once, like an ink blot test. I can never see anything, or else I am paralyzed to explain. To Gabriel, or to Einstein, or to Romeo, 2 winged cupids blind, an old man's smile, a lover's face. Thanks so much.
Hi, my name's Jodi, and I'm reading a poem called On Your Side of the Hockey Tape. You're 9 years old, and your sister splits the room in 2. Half your bedroom floor disappears on the other side of the hockey tape. The pink lines through closet, down the floor, divides dresser drawers. When you go to rip it up, your sister is already armed with mom, already smirking. Hours later, she dares you to try again, so she'll rip you out of bed while you're sleeping and send you through the floor. You're 9 years old and trying to fall asleep in your single bed. Roll over to fall off the side into an open dresser drawer. You crawl under the clothes and wait for someone to close it, but it's a pipe dream and you know it. The shadow on the wall glares at you, kills your family every other night. You're 9 years old and it's all your fault when your sister sits up in bed without opening her eyes and screams horrible things and your parents can't wake her. On your side of the hockey tape, there is silence. There is the shadow. It's not yours, but it might as well be. The tape peels slowly, and it's all you can do to wait and wait to be whole again. You're 9 years old, and while your sister howls, you pray for the shadow to swallow you whole, to rip up the floor tape to seal your sister's mouth shut because everyone is still screaming, and when someone close the goddamn dresser drawer, it is stuffed full of you.
Hi, I'm Liz Stewart, and the poem I'm going to be reading is called The Chair Poem. All you have to do today is pick up the chair. That's it. Once that's done, you'll have a place to sit, and that will feel so good that eventually you'll stand and see that there are places you'd like to visit. But before that, the chair. It's not so heavy, just a tug on the arm and physics will nudge it back on its wheels. Gravity is on your side. Years of evolution are on your side. Opposable thumbs. Range of motion in your wrist. Someone made you that chair. Someone made one chair, and it was the coolest fucking thing. And then a million someones made a billion chairs. Even the objects cluttering your life hold the joy and bleeding fingers of other people. The coffee tin ashtray, the stubwick candles, the socks, the dead pens. It's even made of leather, the chair, which is another story. The dreaming flesh that turned into the thing that flails in the corner of your room like a beetle on its back. By picking up the chair, you are confessing that you are the one who knocked it over. By picking up the chair, you are cleaning your room. You are soothing the faraway sleep of the chairmaker, and you are touching the surface of appreciation for what you've effectively killed. You are not the only consequence of your private hell, your fits of rage. You are looking for a place to sit.